think I saved the best for last, which is the most debated, and that is Die Hard.
Yes, 100% it's a
Get
Christmas
the
movie, and I
hell
was
out!
really
Get
hoping,
the
I was
hell
really
out of
hoping
here!
that you would say this. And
You,
okay, hear me out. This is why it is a Christmas movie. All right. The whole premises of the movie is that he needs to get back to see his family for Christmas. Okay, and then all of a sudden he decides that he has to, kill all these people, and he needs to stop them from stealing in this building. Okay, so the whole premises of this event or of this movie is Christmas. If it wasn't for Christmas and him being in that city, because he's from New York City,
yeah,
right? He was in the city for Christmas.
yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody, meet the Mets, greet the Mets. How about episode 45 with Juan Soto as a New York Met? Tyler,
Unbelievable.
how are we feeling?
Dude, feeling great ever since the announcement has been made, and I cannot wait to talk about it some more.
Me too. As you can see, I'm proudly hanging my Soto jersey behind us with a little patch job duct
Yeah,
tape.
I'm
Thanks to
happy to
Joey Nats over there.
I'm happy to see you traveled to City Field today to the team store to go pick up your custom Soto jersey. Real
I
dedicated.
I really had to. As soon as the signing was there, I drove straight to City Field to get my jersey.
That's the dedication of a Mets fan for such a monumental signing, man. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, man. We got a lot of stuff planned for you guys today. A lot of things happening
Yeah.
in the baseball world. Tyler, kind of read us off for us.
Yeah, so obviously we'll talk about the biggest signing in MLB history as of the other day, which was Juan Soto, but we'll also
Yeah.
talk on some other signings and trades that happened at the winter meetings. Some major ones happened there as well. And then speaking of signings, we'll touch a little bit on our man Igor Shesterkin signing the biggest contract for a goalie. Seems like everyone just wants to come play in New York and sign to the most money. So, if you're looking to get paid, come to New York. And
Looking to get
besides that,
paid.
we'll switch over to Marvel. There's been some rumors slash possible confirmed roles coming up for some old characters, including Chris Evans. And then Carl finally finished The Penguin. So we'll stick in the comic book realm. We'll talk all about that amazing series. And we'll finish it up with a game that Carl does not know about. I'm going to ask him some questions. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But Carl, I say we get right into it. Let's talk about Juan Soto and
Oh,
the
yes.
first thought that came to your head when you saw the news.
Um, First thought that came to my head was hell yeah. I was like,
Hmm.
let's fucking go. This is monumental. We got the
Hmm.
guy. Like he was the top free agent
Yep.
on the list
Yep.
all off season. Everybody was gunning for him. No other domino was going to fall
Yep.
until he went out. And not only did he go out pretty early, which I'm happy we didn't have to wait for him to sign until freaking, February.
Yep.
Thank God.
Yep.
But he signed to our team, the Mets.
Yep.
So absolutely amazing. At my very first in- uh, thought was I was happy, and then after I was like, damn, they paid him that much money.
I know. I
I
know.
mean, Tyler, if you want to read off how much money it was, I think it was what?
It was a 15-year deal for
Yeah,
$765 million. And when you hear a deal like that, Otani got his $700 million with all of it pretty much being deferred. Not
yeah.
payments won't start till 2029. So that's what I thought was going to happen. And I thought some money was going to get deferred, but it is no deferrals in the contract.
As it
And
should be. As it should be.
listen, as it should be, but also a $75 million signing bonus. So he signs a piece of paper, and technically, when it's all said and done, he stays out the whole contract. He's an $800 million man, minimum, because without endorsements and everything else, which is
Dude,
crazy.
it's insane. And like I think it could be upwards, right? If he ends up hitting all those
Yeah,
like,
he gets
you
there's
know,
there's incentives in there for
bonuses. Yeah.
incentives for I believe it's 500,000 for an MVP and $1 million for every MVP after that, and I believe there's some other ones in there as well that to him $500,000 is pocket change. That doesn't even matter.
No,
So
literally $51 million a year, dude.
I
If I
know,
got $51 million a year over my lifetime, that'd be a shitload of money.
I know,
The fact this man is making it,
I
well,
know.
dude, he's getting paid to do everything in life. It's just
It's
insane.
it's so crazy too because he's right around our age. He's 26. He
Yep.
has all the money he wants in the world, but not even that. it seems like he's been in the league for 10 years. He
Yeah,
won a World Series with the Nationals. He just appeared
yeah.
in one with the Yankees. He's just been a clutch hitter, a contact power hitter. I mean, he can do it all at the plate. He brings such a mentality, up there that kind of makes everyone around him better. And I'm excited to pair him with Lindor and see what he can do in the Big Apple. I mean, you can tell he's wanted to come here for what seems to be his whole career.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, it's really cool. One of the coolest things that I saw was there was a video I think a picture of him in the MLB team store, him holding a Mets
Yeah,
jersey.
yeah,
And that was like the first photo I saw. It was like,
mhm,
dude, he was telling us signs
yeah.
about it. And I mean, he played for the Nationals. He has crazy numbers at
Oh,
Citi
yeah.
Field.
Hmm.
So he played a lot at Citi Field. He's very familiar with that ballpark. He's familiar with the commute. He's familiar with the city. So
Yeah.
I mean, he was just in New York in general, recently. But,
Hmm.
like I think his stats like he's batting like 333 at Citi Field
Yep.
with 12 home runs, like something crazy. I watched all the home runs. They like MLB
Yep.
posted it.
Yeah, yeah, you
Like
sent me that.
I think like out of the 12 home runs, 8 of them are opposite field or to center field,
Yep.
which is like insane because it just shows that he has power to the other field, and it's not
Hmm.
easy to hit an opposite field home run in Citi Field. You
No.
get one or two, um your whole career there.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
literally.
The fact that he did it at like over 90% of his home runs were to the opposite field.
I know in a
Just
limited, sample size, it's
yeah.
crazy. He has such a raw talent at the plate. Obviously his defense can be worked on. There's room for improvement
Yeah.
for sure. But listen, what you bring at the plate, and if you can just get the job done in right field, it all doesn't matter. Obviously, the contract, there's a lot of expectation. There's a lot of room for people gonna criticize him if he makes a mistake and stuff like that for that much money. But at the end of the day, the Mets needed their guy. Cohen
Yeah.
needed his guy. He's lost out on too many guys in the past. And, ever since he's come here, he's talked about what he wanted to do, the culture he wanted to bring in here. And I'm sure since Cohen started, he realized that hopefully Soto ever hit free agency, he wanted him and he got him for a high price.
That
But
was that was the guy he wanted, and he kind of just I think the first couple of years he was you know, an owner of an MLB team. He didn't want to really bully ball anybody. He wanted to kind of
mhm.
make it a fair shake, but this was the first free agent I think he saw where he was like, this is the guy I want on my team. This is the guy I'm willing to just bully
Mhm.
everybody for. And that's what he
I
did.
know.
I mean, I think if it wasn't for Steve Cohen, I think the talks probably would have stayed around that 600 mark,
Yeah.
that he was initially looking for.
Mhm.
But I bet you these teams, they were like, all right, 600 million. Steve
Yeah.
Cohen's like 650.
Yeah,
And it
exactly.
just kept going up from there.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. I think the stars just align so perfectly for Soto and Scott Boras because one, Soto was only 26 coming off his best year. And
Yep.
I feel like
Literally
most
best year.
guys, yeah, most like franchise guys when they hit free agency are like 28, 29, sometimes 30. So
Yep.
some teams are hesitant to give them that, 8, 9 year deal and give him so much money. So Soto, 26, kind of still in the prime of his career, coming off a career year. And then not only were the Mets involved with, the highest, the richest owner in baseball, but they have the crosstown rival, if you will, the New York Yankees, the big bad Yankees on the other side of town. So it's like, hey, two New York teams are going after him as well. This is going to raise the price up
Yeah.
even more. And
Yeah.
it's like, it couldn't work out better for him to turn down a deal with the Nationals 2 years ago for, I forgot what it was, like $400 million. And
Yeah, he
everyone thought he
made
was
basically,
crazy.
yep, he made another $300 million just in a span of 3 years.
I know. And
So,
it's still crazy money to think of. But the only way I'm trying to think of it is it's not our money.
no,
It's,
literally. I mean, eh, I mean, it is kind of our money. We pay for the tickets.
I mean, yeah. The tickets
But
and the beer and the chicken
in the
baskets
beer,
are
yeah,
sure
but
gonna increase, but
I want to know my lifetime spendings at City Field. Not actually. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, listen, again, there are I feel negatives to this, it's a lot of money to come off the payroll. I mean,
Yes.
I don't think that is the worst thing. The Mets still have a lot of holes to fill. Like
Yep.
this isn't an end all be all. Like this
No.
isn't like the guy who's going to make the World Series for this team.
No.
I mean, because we are losing a lot of big pieces,
Hmm.
that are in free agency, but I think we've made like decent moves so far. Signing a couple of arms already.
Yeah. No,
Um,
exactly. It's still like there's more moves that definitely have to be made, and it's kind of a dinky lineup. I mean, hopefully they can bring Pete back
I hope
because
so, man. I
you
hope
know
so.
I don't like the idea of moving Vientos to first
I
and
don't
Beatty
either.
at third. Beatty,
Yeah.
I don't know how much I love him, and I hate moving guys out of position. I
Yeah.
don't love it. And then also they got to get Manaya back to that rotation.
I would love to get my Naya back.
You can't have
Love it.
Clay Holmes as the three starter right now.
Yeah.
That's not
I mean, I
a.
think they have Frankie Montas too, which I think is not a bad
It's
signing.
good, but none of this rotation is not like a World Series contend with the
Yeah.
Dodgers kind of
I mean,
rotation.
we thought the same thing beginning of this
True,
season too.
true.
I mean, one of the cool things that I kind of saw too was that a pitcher that we always say his name wrong by us, I mean me, Rocky Sasaki. Um, they apparently said that his camp said that he's very interested in the development of like ability of Hefner,
I
so our
saw
pitching
that.
coach, which is cool,
Hmm.
Jeremy Hefner.
Yeah,
That the fact that he's getting, sought at for people to come work with him
I know.
to
Hmm.
be better is a really cool, I guess, like kind of nudge to him.
Yeah,
Um, but
I,
we'll see what
I
happens.
I thought the same thing because at first I thought Sasaki was just destined to be a Dodger. I mean, we both kind
Yeah,
of thought that,
yeah,
but honestly, after hearing his agent's remarks, I really feel like anyone has a fair share.
yeah,
Everyone just is submitting their presentations right now in their packets, and it seems like he really cares about like developing and honing his craft. And
yeah,
Jeremy Hefner proved last year, based on all the arms that came over and had career years, that he can kind of turn him around.
yeah.
So I don't know. That would be a great piece, Sasaki. It sounds like they're not in on Corbin Burns, but you want to go get Sasaki. I don't know what kind of contract he's kind of looking for, but hey, Cohen doesn't care
Listen,
about the money.
even if we sign a guy like we sign Mania back because we literally just resurrected Mania's career last
Mhm.
year. We sign a guy like Mania to like a 6 year deal or something like that, even
Yeah,
a 4 or 5 year deal.
yeah,
And then you get like a guy who has high upside to
Mhm.
pair with another Japanese pitcher like Senga.
I know.
I think you got a good like three head horse there, and then you got like Clay Holmes throw in there, and then you got Frankie Montas, and then you have David Peterson who had it came
I
off a
was I,
great
I was
year.
hoping you said that. Someone
Yeah,
reminded me of him today. I completely forgot about him. David Peterson had a great year as well, a very
great year.
underrated year as well. So you have
Yeah,
some depth. You can try and get it done, and then you work on the bullpen. Have Diaz closing. Hopefully, gets back to a little better form. And team's not looking bad, but
yeah.
obviously, I think they know, we know, more moves
They
have
know
to
we
be
know.
made. But just
They know
seeing,
we know.
they know we know. But just seeing Soto is great, and kind of just looking at the rest of the moves that happened in the winter meetings. Honestly, this might be a blessing in disguise for the Yankees, because I think Michael Kay said it best. Cohen doesn't care about spending the money, but on the other hand, the Yankees, if they signed, say, Juan Soto, he accepted their final offer, whatever it was, 16 for 760, I think it was. Say
Yeah,
he says yes to that. Michael Kay said they would have had no money, that children would have been playing at every other position because your team would have been the same, if not worse, than last year because they
and
would
you
have
lost the
had.
World Series. You
Yes.
know.
So you would have had no room to sign anyone else. And look, they lose out on Soto and immediately make their rotation that was already good that much better by signing Max Fried.
Yeah,
So I think it was, it might work out for them, is all I'm saying.
I saw who's the guy on MLB Network who used to be the GM of the Rockies. I forget his
Oh, I
name.
know who you're talking about. Yeah.
But he put a lineup that I saw on Instagram yesterday, and it was
Hmm.
like sign like Cody Bellinger,
Yeah,
sign like a couple of more pieces, and like I was like, wow,
I
this
know.
team looks
I
pretty
think I saw
decent.
that lineup. Yeah, trade. Yeah, it's like trade for Bellinger, throw him at first. You trade for
Yeah,
Tucker, you can throw him in right
dude.
field.
Yeah, throw trade for Tucker.
Yeah,
That was a big one.
and you still have Jazz, Judge, and Stanton. I mean, there is still moves to be made, and the Yankees can get it done now. They have depth at pitching. You can really trade Heel. You could trade Schmidt. You could trade all these
Yeah,
guys. So, I think I'm not going to say they'll have a better offseason than the Mets because signing
but
Juan Soto is great, but they
yeah,
can really, with the right moves, they can be up there as
potentially,
well.
potentially they could
Yeah,
have a decent squad.
I know.
So it's gonna be cool to see. I think what I saw was crap. I thought I just found it. Up, I lost it. Forget this. Forget this even
Yeah,
even
but it
happened.
was no. I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, it was those two guys
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
So
No, found it. So it was sign Jerickson or get Jerickson Profar.
yes, yes.
Aaron, which I would love. That would be so cool to see him play with them. And
Hmm.
then have Aaron Judge batting two, trade for Cody Bellinger,
Hmm.
and then sign Christian Walker. And then
Yes.
the other one I saw besides trading for Kyle Tucker, I really do like that one,
Hmm.
was trade for Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, now your team looks pretty solid, and you probably don't have to give up too much to probably get no Arenado because
No.
that they just want young guys. So you just give them a
Hmm.
couple of prospects and
Yep.
pay off that contract,
Yeah.
get rid of Arenado. I mean, dude, starting to look decent,
Yeah.
without
Because
having to move too much.
yeah, because if you look at if they were willing to go 760 for one guy, you can break that 760 down now into five guys.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
now you have a more balanced lineup or a more balanced rotation or a more balanced bullpen. So, listen, I think the Mets, obviously, Cohen doesn't care about any of that. He's going to pay whatever. But at other teams, kind of are managing a baseball team more smartly, if you will,
yeah,
because they don't care.
yeah,
Cohen's
yeah.
just a fan of the Mets, and he wants to get them a championship no matter what.
I mean,
So,
listen, and to all my Yankee friends listening out there who listen to this podcast, shout out Eric Tockerman. For those of you upset that Soto left, I get it. I would be upset too. When Pete Alonso is going to end up, inevitably, if he signs somewhere else, I'm going
yeah.
to be really upset. That was our
Hmm.
guy. Soto, you thought was your guy. He did really well for you guys this year. But like, think about all the times in the past that the Yankees have made massive signings for other massive free agents. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no offense, but now you guys kind of know how these other teams felt.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to, have any Yankee fans come in my throat, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, these players have no loyalty. It's a business. They're
Yep.
just trying to make as much money as possible, and where they think that their team and their family is going to probably be the most
Hmm.
happy. And they
Yep.
thought that was the Mets. So
Yep. I know. And it's nice. It's nice. And just seeing the Yankees fans just already looking to turn on Soto and boo him, like he was
yeah,
only here for a year, guys. Like, I don't know. Maybe because we're not seeing it from their standpoint, but I don't know. If I'm offered more money, I'm probably going there as well.
yeah. I mean, like, and people are like, "Oh, the money was close." Like Aaron Judge did it, but Aaron Judge did it, and you knew when Aaron Judge signed a contract with the Yankees, he was going to get all those endorsements. He was going to get named team captain. You're not going to be team
Yeah.
captain of the
Yeah.
Yankees.
No.
Lindor's like, "Come to the Mets. You could be the captain.
Yeah. Do
You're the
whatever
captain
you
now."
want. Yeah.
I, I'm okay. Like, I mean, personally, in my opinion, I think Lindor's still kind of like the that leader in that clubhouse.
Oh, absolutely.
Until Soto kind of takes it over, which I think
Mm.
he has the ability to.
Yeah.
But Soto might want to be that guy, and
Yeah.
you're not going to be that guy in the Yankees as long as Aaron Judge is there.
No.
So
I agree. I agree. So, yeah, Yankees fans, I think it might have worked out better for you guys. And don't boo
I
the
think so
man.
too. I think so too. Don't boo the man.
Don't boo the man.
Don't
Cheer.
boo the
He
man.
was your best hitter
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
yeah, he was.
Not your dinky captain. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Just kidding.
Nick, I hope you heard that, Nick. I hope you're listening to this, and I
No,
hope you heard that.
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The craziest part too is actually that Soto said he hadn't heard from any of his Yankee teammates throughout this whole free
Yeah,
agent
I
process.
did
That's
see
wild.
that. I thought it was a crazy thing to say,
Yeah.
or like a crazy question to ask him at the presser for the Mets was,
Hmm.
"Have you heard from any of your Yankees teammates?" I think that could have been kind of, done intentionally. I know Lindor had Soto's ear, so that definitely had a
True, but it's also a two-way street.
but
Soto could have talked to them.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was a weird one, but Soto, thank you for coming here. We're
But
excited.
yeah, as of this dropping, the winter meetings ended
Hmm.
Thursday when we were recording this. So there was a lot of activity that went on besides the Soto deal. I mean, obviously that was the big fish that happened
Hmm.
Tuesday night, and it was or was it Monday night? It was
Monday,
Monday night. Yeah.
Sunday night. It was before the
Yeah,
winter meeting
Sunday night.
started.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
It was Sunday night. Yeah, it happened Sunday night, and everybody was, really excited that a lot of other things were gonna happen. We
Mm.
we started off strong. Your boy Willie Adames signed a giant contract with the Giants.
Yep.
Tyler, tell us your thoughts about that. It was 7 years, 182 million
Yeah. Well,
dollars.
I was one. Jesus. I was one excited about that because we both predicted that
Yes,
when we
hell
did our
yeah, we did.
predictions a couple weeks ago. We both said he was coming to the Giants. Posey wanted his
Hell yeah.
shortstop. Besides getting him, I think he's great because he's just kind of a star the Giants have been lacking over the last couple of years. But I think it was so smart to sign him before Soto sweepstakes ended because
Yeah,
whoever lost out on Soto was immediately going to offer
pivoting. Yep.
definitely more money than Adames just signed for.
Yep.
Because I think if they were willing, say 700 for Soto, you might have done 250 for Willie Adames.
Yeah.
So, which I don't know if the Giants would have done. So I think that was a genius by Posey to lock up their guy. I watched some of his press conference today. It's good to see some character on the Giants. I feel like there hasn't really been a fun player with a bunch of aura for a few
Aura. I love that
seasons
word.
now. I know, and I think best fact from the whole entire contract was now this is the highest paid contract in SF Giants history,
Wow.
and he passed none other than Buster Posey, who offered him the
Wow. So
contract.
Buster Posey did it. Wow.
Buster Posey was the reason that he is no longer the highest contract in Giants history, which I think was pretty cool. And they asked him about it, and he said he didn't realize until during the contract negotiations that that is what happened. So I thought
That
that
is
was
so
pretty
funny.
funny. I know. I still love seeing him as a GM.
I think
Hopefully,
it's so sick that he's the GM.
I
What a
know.
turnaround,
I
man.
know, dude. I'm all in. They seem like they kind of had no direction, the Giants right now. But I'm all in because Posey's been pretty transparent what he wants to get done, and in my eyes, he can do no wrong.
Yeah,
So
little Giants talk for you too. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're the front runners right now for Corbin Burns.
yeah, that's the rumor I hear. I try not to get too excited because I feel like that's a jinx when someone's a front runner. The other team always swoops in and offers more most of the time. But I'm
Yeah.
really, really hoping for him to come there too to pair up with him. But yeah, that was a good move amongst the many moves at the winter meetings.
Yeah, man. So hell freaking yeah. I mean, I also was really excited to see a big trade happen too.
Yeah.
A lot of these trades were used to kind of like, I don't know, past couple of years, you get maybe one big trade, but it's been kind of lackluster. But this the Red Sox trade getting Garrett Crochet,
Hmm.
the big lefty arm is good, man. I mean, it kind of helps that team. They were also on the sweepstakes for Soto too. So, it's nice to see a team pivot after
Hmm.
losing one of their main guys they wanted to get. And, instead of, signing somebody else, they do it in a different way.
Yeah.
So they trade. I like to see like different front offices be able to build their teams
Hmm.
just not in one way, not just
Yeah.
through the farm system, not just through trades, not
Yeah.
just through like get creative.
Yeah.
And I like seeing the trades every once in a while like that.
No, it was, and not even like you mentioned the Soto deal, but they lost out on. They were kind of in on Max Fried as well. So you lose
Yeah,
out now
they
on two
were.
free agents. They're like, all right, let's try and trade. And you know, it seemed like a lot of prospects. It was four of the Red Sox farm system's top prospects. I believe
Yep.
the highest was their fourth or fifth top prospect in their system, and then the others all might have been within the top 15. But hey,
Wow.
listen, you
Yeah.
never know how those guys are going to turn out at the end of the day. And although Crochet, however you say it,
Crochet, croquette,
yeah,
crochet.
has a small sample size. We don't know how many innings he can pitch a season, but what we saw he can do in his limited role so far is he can strike people out at a high rate, something the Red Sox were looking for, especially in a lefty who can strike people out. And you get your guy who can be at the top of that rotation and build from there. So I think that was a great trade for both teams. And now the White Sox have some more top prospects and definitely a dysfunctional team over there that's looking to rebuild.
Definitely a dysfunctional team.
Yeah.
And I mean, they went from being such a like potential driven team to just falling off
Hmm.
so fast. So fast.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy. I mean, besides that, I mean that Max Fried trade or signing was a good one for the Yankees.
Yeah.
I really liked that one. Were there really any other big ones? I
No, I
think
mean, the other trade was our old friend Andres Jimenez, who was in the Lindor
yes,
trade.
that was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Toronto getting him was a nice deal. But yeah, no, there was a lot of rumors and a lot of signings kind of, being talked about, but nothing ever
Yeah.
really kind of came
Nothing.
through. Soto, Adames, everything came off to a hot start. and then everything, and then Freed, and then everything kind of just died. And for some reason, the
Fizzled
winter,
out. Yeah.
yeah, and for some reason the winter meetings end on a Thursday instead of a Friday. So
Dumb.
all the
Dumb.
agents and GMs are gone. I mean, Boris left, where Boris represents like seems like every client down there. So as soon as he left to go to the press conference with Juan Soto, it's like, all right, looks like no one's signing anymore.
Yep.
Because I would have loved for Pete to sign Corbin Burns, especially Corbin Burns. I'm shocked he left there without a deal. I mean, there
Yeah.
was some teams in on him. I don't know what. Also, I never understand what they're waiting for, these players. Like, we're not in their shoes, but wouldn't you want to know where you're playing next year? If you have
Like,
three, if you have three offers in front of you, one for seven, all three for 7 years, and like one has the most money, it's like either I'm taking the most money or I'm playing where I want to play. It's like, what else is going into this?
I just thought something funny too. Like, you know how like when we're like, at family Christmas and you like see relatives that you haven't seen in a while
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, like how are you doing? How's life? When you were in
Mhm.
college, how's college going? What are you going to do when you're
Yeah,
older?"
yeah,
Blah
yeah.
blah blah. All that crap. Imagine being an MLB player, a free agent, you're in the headlines all the time. And now you're
Yeah,
going to go
yeah.
to Christmas dinner and
Yes.
you're going to sit down with your family and they're going to be like, "So what team are you going to?
Yeah.
What team are you going to?"
Yeah. Exactly. What team are you going to? Where am I about to move my
Yeah.
entire family and kids?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you got to talk to the in-laws and they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
are you moving my kids, my grandkids halfway across the country to play for a team? Where are you going? What are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
I would want to sign
Yeah.
now
I
before
would
this
want to sign
happens.
right now. Yeah.
It it it,
Uh,
it doesn't make any sense, but yeah, that's crazy. And actually, speaking of signings, we'll talk a little bit about the jersey Carl's wearing too. We wanted to mention
oh
another New York
yeah.
team signing just their guy to a top dollar is, arguably one of the best goalies in the NHL right now. That's Igor
Arguably
Shesterkin.
the freaking best. I don't care what
Lit-
anybody says.
Literally.
The best.
And, there was rumors that he wanted to be the highest paid goalie. He wanted 12 mil a year, and he pretty much got it. I believe at the end of the day, you do the math,
Yeah.
it's 11 and a half. And final deal was 8 years, $92 million, the highest paid contract for a goaltender all time.
Crazy.
And dude, he's staying in New York for the foreseeable future.
Hey, that's what I'd like to hear, man. Hockey's crazy because, didn't he like just decline that and then only like a few months later he just accepted? He
Yeah,
declined
there
at the end of the year last year.
Yeah, at the end of the year last year, there was rumors. I think they were going to give him like 9 or 10 or maybe
Yeah.
10 and a half, which still would have been the highest paid because I think currently the highest paid is like 9.5.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I want 12. And yeah, whatever the math is, I think it was 11 and a half. What's like 92? Is that what it is? 92 divided by 8. 11 and a half. So we got 11 and
Wow.
a half.
What good math. So proud of you.
Boom.
So proud of you.
But yeah,
Contract math.
I'm always back and forth with this deal as well because I love Igor. I think he's an amazing goalie, but it's like the same thing. Another team that has other holes to fill.
Yeah.
And there is a salary cap in hockey. So for a goaltender to take up like 20% of your entire salary when you have to fill other positions is always tough.
Yeah.
Them
Yeah.
trading Jacob Trouba cleared up a lot of cap. It definitely
Yeah.
helped them.
I can't believe they
But
did that too. They traded the captain,
I
man.
know they traded the captain and then immediately Igor signs, which was not the greatest look. But listen, I'm happy to have him. I know they've been struggling the last month, the Rangers. Igor's numbers don't look well because the team in front of him hasn't been playing well, but this guy every playoffs just absolutely delivers, steals games for you. So
Always, always.
it's worth it. He definitely deserves to be the highest paid goalie in the league, no matter what
Dude,
anyone
he's the
says.
man too.
I know.
Dude, just watching him in the playoffs last year was just electric. I mean, he made every game just like a fun game to watch. You knew you were
Mhm.
gonna see a crazy save, and the
Yep.
game is gonna stay close. So,
No matter what, yeah. I mean, there was games they definitely should have lost that he stole for us.
oh,
So
easily.
listen, he deserves it for all the torture the team's kind of in front of him has put him into.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I God bless him. Thanks for staying with us, Igor. Also,
Thanks for
come to New York
staying.
to get paid.
Come to New York to get paid.
Yeah,
Come to New York. Speaking of people getting paid, do you know where I'm going with this?
I think I do. I think I do, and we're gonna have a
This
fun discussion about this rumor slash possible confirmation we've heard.
Yes. So, as of 2 days ago, discussing films, reported that Chris Evans is returning in an undisclosed role for Secret Wars alongside Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
Now, as you can see, Tyler and I should be way happier about this. I
yeah,
am really happy about this. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
happy about this.
yeah.
Now, I'm gonna give my negativity before I hand it off to you, Tyler.
Okay,
And then I have a lot of positives about this, okay?
okay.
A
Let's do
lot
negatives
of positives.
first. Negatives first.
Negatives first. Negative Nelly first.
Yes.
Okay, why can't anything be a secret anymore? That's my negative Nelly. Okay,
Bang.
I
Yes.
understand. We get it. You want to do your job, report the good stuff. All right, cool.
Hmm.
Gotcha. But something that I feel like is just getting lost is like, okay, now you're going to tell me that he is in the movie, but you're just going to tell me undisclosed role. At least with Robert Downey Jr., you gave away that secret, but you told me what he was going to play. You don't give me the plot. Fine. Okay, whatever. But now I'm going to be guessing, like I'm going to be having all these different theories on who he's going to play, what it's actually going to be.
Hmm.
Fuck that. I don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
All right, that's my negative thing about it.
Well,
Now, there you go.
I have the same negative things. It's something we've talked about in the show a bunch. It's like you take away a movie moment for us, a movie watching experience from us,
Yeah.
because how cool would it have been to just see him kind of appear in whatever role it is. And to your point too,
Yes.
it's like, why did you announce Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom for this movie, and then stop it there and just say Chris Evans is going to be an undisclosed role? Because it goes
Yeah.
back to something we always say is now everybody guesses what he's going to play, and when it's not what fans theorize, they're going to be pissed.
Yeah.
It stinks.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I haven't really looked too far into it because I saw it the other day, and you said it's confirmed,
Yeah, I
but
think it's like definitely confirmed. I mean, I
which
knew he was going to be in it, like we all
exactly.
knew he was going to be in it. It's like very similar to like, I thought when they were talking about a Jedi and the Mandalorian, I thought maybe it could have been Luke Skywalker. But when I saw Luke Skywalker
Bro,
with
still
Mark
one,
Hamill,
yeah, still one of
like
the craziest moments.
craziest moments.
I know,
Like you have these dreams or you think about what could happen. And when it happens, you're like, "Damn."
I
When you
know,
don't hear anything about it. But now that I know he's going to be there, I'm not going to be as excited,
I know,
you
and
know?
I haven't really looked into it because I don't want to fall into the trap. But it's like, what is he coming back as? Because like I enjoyed seeing him in a jokey role in Deadpool and Wolverine. It kind of made
Yeah.
sense, a small little cameo. But if he's coming back in Avengers Doomsday, it's like they're building up for this is one of the big movies they're building up for. So it's
Yeah.
like, how do you just have Chris Evans and not have him be a prominent role? So what?
I,
So because then listen, whatever happens in the future, say RDJ isn't always Doctor Doom, he appears as Iron Man again. Say Chris Evans is appearing as Captain America. I don't know, but when does it end? You have
I
to.
know.
You had the perfect ending with both of them. So why do you keep pushing these guys and show that this franchise can't continue without these guys? You have to find a way.
No, I completely agree. And I think they're gonna finally get over this hump with the multiverse thing. I think it was cool that they wanted to do the multiverse
Yeah.
kind of storytelling, but I think they kind of put themselves in a corner with
Mm.
this where they think that they have to try and use the actors right now before they get like too old.
Yeah.
Like you have a very small window
Mm.
before like these actors don't want to, do the acting
Mm.
anymore. I mean, we've seen other movies that, take a 20-year hiatus, like for example, Gladiator that just came out. You bring back
Yeah.
actors and actresses back from that to come play.
Mm.
They look a lot older. You don't get that same feel if they don't like
No.
look the same, if you're trying to do a
Fair.
sequel. And
Fair.
that's essentially what these MCU like movies are.
Mm.
You have these MCU movies, they're not they're it's a continuous universe. You don't have 20 years to plan your sequel and then do it again.
True.
You kind of have to get the ball rolling because in our heads, the MCU is still in I think 2025 or 2026 and we're fastly approaching that. So
True.
if you want to continue with that line even though it's been, almost 9 years now since, Avenger Endgame came out, which is fucking crazy.
That's
But
crazy to say.
yeah. So by the time Secret Wars comes out, not this moment, but like
Yes. Yes.
it's it's gonna be crazy, and you kind of want the actors to stay somewhat, I guess,
Hmm.
young, where you don't have to use de-aging or whatever.
Hmm.
But I don't know. To your point though, like I mean, I kind of liked the Human Torch and the Chris Evans as the Human Torch, but again, they didn't say that that was going to happen. They just
No.
said that cameos were going to happen,
Yes,
and you're like, what is he going to play?
I
So
know.
now let me kind of flip the switch from my negativity
Sure.
because this is where my mind went. I saw one thing about this online, and then I stopped watching it, but it kind of gave me the idea.
Sure.
Okay, so think about this.
Okay.
The Avengers are going up in a multiversal like storytelling, and they have to fight somebody. Now we know it's Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Okay, our Avengers characters, Tom Holland, Doctor Strange. We got Falcon, or sorry, Sam Wilson, Cap. Uh,
Hmm.
we got Bucky. We got Wanda somehow comes back. We got all these people that come back that used to know who the old Avengers were. They fought with the old Avengers, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Doom shows up and goes, "I'm gonna freaking end your lives. Like this is Doomsday. Like this is my time to shine." Right?
Yeah.
He goes, and I got my team with me. He brings back the original six Avengers, all as variant evil people, and those are the main villains that they have to fight.
Jeez.
The new Avengers have to fight the evil old Avengers. It's like Civil War, but multiversal evil people, where they're the villains. It's not like good guys versus good guys. It's evil people that look like the good guys versus your new Avengers.
Hmm. It's not bad. First,
Now,
if done right, first
if
thoughts.
done right, I
Pretty
think it could
cool.
be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But now to kind of go back on that. Now think about this. They just told us, they could have even told us that Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans were coming back, right?
Hmm.
They could have told us this. They could have told us that they were coming back, and we're just thinking, oh my God, they're gonna come back as superheroes again. They're
And
gonna come
save the
back as
day.
Captain
Yeah.
America. They're
I
gonna come
know.
back as Iron Man. They're gonna save the day.
I know.
Then you see Doctor Doom take off the mask for the first time, and it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, this is where Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be. And
Yeah.
then he pulls up, and you got Captain Hydra,
I
freaking
know.
Captain America. You got Chris
Yeah.
Evans.
Yeah.
He pulls up as him, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And then the rest, you got Thor playing like an evil variant,
Yeah.
got like
No,
Hawkeye. Like,
dude.
imagine that.
It
That would
it
have been
would
cool.
it would have been cool. I wish they just keep saving stuff for the trailers, even to show
Yeah.
us glimpses at the maximum, because Kevin Feige, I think, is just looking for people to stay hooked and want to see these other movies leading up to these movies, because it seems like obviously a lot of past projects have gotten a lot of criticism and have not really looked great. So I think obviously, how do you get people to keep watching? Is you're telling them you're building up for Avengers, where some of your
Yeah.
old favorites are going to be in.
Yeah. But yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Makes sense.
and because it was actually really funny too, because I saw something on Twitter that said who's going to be in Avengers Doomsday, and it said Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans. It named the four actors playing Fantastic Four, and then it said
Yeah.
then it just said the Thunderbolts.
Yes.
And then somebody commented and it was like, "Oh, what did you get lazy? You didn't want to lay them all out." And then apparently the response to that was, "Oh, well, Kevin Feige said he can't confirm that all Thunderbolts are going to live."
Yes.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, oh,
Yeah.
I don't want any of
Which is
those guys
cool.
dying. I kind of like some of those guys." But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's obviously less than a couple years away now, but I don't want to. You saying I'm going to bring Doomsday? If Robert Downey Jr. at one point, that's going to be so cringe if he says I'm bringing Doomsday, man.
I mean,
Also,
I just said that, like
no,
just kind of
obviously,
go with
I know, but
but
just hearing you say that, but it'd be crazy too, because I hope they do the scene right when they do show Doctor Doom, RDJ, or and Tony Stark variant, and just to see if there's the moment between him and Tom Holland.
I
That one's
know.
gonna be
That's
crazy.
that's what I really do want to see.
Yeah.
And like when I first heard that Chris Evans coming back, I was like, that moment that Sam Wilson and Bucky are going to see Cap, their friend, and he's
Hmm.
beating them bad. Because
Yeah.
Cap always pulled his punches.
Yeah.
But now you have an evil Cap like not pulling his punches.
True.
I'm excited to see that. I'm
Yeah. No,
excited to
listen,
see
I'm
that.
I'm not completely out. It's just I just wish they were more secretive with this stuff. That's all.
100%. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I'm not out, but also I actually heard that there's been some bad screenings of the new Captain America movie. I have not heard
Yeah,
some pleasant reviews.
I know we've talked about it. I know back in March they had really bad reviews,
Hmm.
and I heard that again they had before the reshoots they had bad like reviews, but then they hadn't shown it since the reshoots, and I also saw another like review that they're like not reshooting but re-editing the movie because people said that some parts of the movie weren't great. They liked like a majority of
Hmm.
it, but like some of it really took it out of them. Like
Yeah, no, I heard that too, but listen, I don't think it's going to be as bad as what Craven's doing in the movie theaters. You see their reviews?
no, I haven't even seen those
L-
reviews, man.
9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
9.
I thought that one was gonna be like okay to watch.
I read some things, or I saw some quick headlines that it's the lowest rated movie of all time,
That's
which
nuts.
was pretty
Because
crazy.
Madam Web was
It
terrible.
was
Is
lower
what
than Madam Web.
it's lower than Madam Web.
Madam Web got a 34, which is
Madam Web
crazy.
was god awful.
This movie came out, right? So this wasn't like the beginning reviews.
This movie just I think it just came out.
Let's see.
I
Craven the
think it
Hunt.
came out this past weekend.
All right, I shot it down a little bit. 13%, not 9%.
Okay, but it probably was 9% at one point.
Yeah,
That's probably when you saw it. It was 3, 4 days ago.
true. Land's brutal. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, here's them talking about it. Yeah, it was lower than somehow think Madam Web got a 34, which is crazy. I didn't see that movie either, but I heard
Dude,
nothing
it
but
was
bad things about that.
so terrible that movie. That movie was so terrible.
All right,
The
this one
thing that
says
saves it is Sydney Sweeney. Is the only good thing.
yeah, this one they says debuts at 15. So again, it's not in a great range.
Yeah, not a good range to be in.
So it is tracking to earn just 13 to 15 million during its first weekend. Yikes. Oh wait, but this one says Madame Web got an 11. All right. So anyway, regardless if it's higher or lower, it's in the ballpark. Hopefully,
Yeah, well, I just know
it's
that the MCU hasn't made a movie that bad. So even the
yeah,
movies we don't like, they're still watchable, in my opinion.
exactly.
You know?
We're not in the 10 to
Yeah.
20% range. It could be worse.
But
Uh,
yeah, I'm very again, listen, to kind of circle back to
so yeah.
our main
Sorry.
point here with Chris Evans. I am very excited that he is back. But at the end of the day, I just want some secrets to be held.
Hmm.
But I think could be cool because I think Civil War is one of my favorite movies out of the franchise. I think it was
Hmm.
done beautifully.
Hmm.
And I think it would just be a little kind of cool twist to see like the good guys be the actual bad guys. If
True.
that ends up coming true. That's my little theory. So
It would be really cool. And speaking of the bad guys, looking really
speaking
good
of the bad
is
guys.
what they did. And going to our next topic is the Penguin, man.
Yeah, dude.
What a
Tyler,
show that was.
I want your opinion about this. I'm late to the ballpark. It took me a
Mm,
while to finish this
mm,
because I just couldn't get there. I wanted to sit and like just really be immersed in this, so
yeah,
wasn't able to like do it until recently. So I want to
fine.
hear your take on this, Tyler.
I mean, just straight from the first episode, I know we were just talking about it, but I mean, when, Penguin shoots the next head honcho within the first, what, 5 minutes of that first episode,
Insane, dude.
you just
Insane.
know that's going to mess everything up immediately, and he's trying to cover it up. And obviously, you've all seen, I mean, Colin Farrell plays
Yeah,
a
his
fantastic
transformation is
penguin.
insane, dude.
It doesn't make any sense. I saw a video of him talking in his real voice, dressed as the penguin, and it's like,
Yep.
how are you? It doesn't make any sense. Um,
He's
but
so good, dude.
the show, I mean, the story, the acting, the everything. I mean, they made this, the sets, everything was just unbelievable.
Dude,
I couldn't believe it. It seemed like a mob kind of story,
I loved the mob vibe. Loved it.
literally. Oz was always a few steps ahead, but then you had the Falcones and the what's the other one before they became the Gigantes?
Maronis. Oh, no,
Maronis.
it was Falcones. The Falcones were
Fal-
before they became the Gigantes, and then
yes.
the Maronis were the like with
Yes,
Salvatore
which
Maroni. Yeah.
is crazy. I liked that kind of thing that Oz was just kind of gaslighting both of them for a little
Everyone,
while.
dude. Everyone who's playing every side he possibly could.
Literally, and then I'll jump right to it, man. The saddest scene of all at the end, betraying Vic, turning on Vic, man. Let's have a moment of silence for our boy Vic.
I really
Cause
missed him, man.
that,
I really
cause
missed him.
bro, I was like, oh, I couldn't believe it. I was like, all right, listen, she's back in Arkham.
Yeah.
Uh, all these things are crazy. Bat signal goes up. That's insane.
Yeah.
It's really setting
Bat
up,
signal
the
goes
next
up.
movie. And then it's like, all right, we can relax. I know there's not too much time left in this episode. Vic and Oz from the beginning looking great, and then Oz does the unthinkable, man. And
Dude, what, just to kind of touch upon that, man, you wanted to root for him. You
you
wanted to root
did.
for him. Like,
I
I,
know.
I kept watching and I'm like, yo, I'm rooting for it. Then he does something evil and I'm like, fuck this guy. Then
I
he
know.
turns me a little bit. Then
I
he fucking
know.
stabs you in the back again. It's like, dude, like, I'm rooting for him. And then the
I
last straw
know.
was when he killed the boy Vic, dude. I was like, I hope Batman fucking breaks every fucking
Dude, I
bone in your
know. I
body.
know. Dude, oh, fuck. Damn it.
Oh my
I
God, it
know.
just gets me so
I
agitated.
know, because the way he did it too, he didn't even shoot him. Like he had a chance to stop. He could have stopped,
Could
and
have
he
stopped and he could have just said he was just angry and then probably would have made up, kissed, and would have been fine.
literally. I know, and it's even worse too, because Vic had the chance to leave with his
I
girl,
know. Oh,
and he stuck back. And yeah, you're right. I mean, they make it seem so you kind of fall in love with Oz at some points
I know.
because obviously he loves his mom. He's just trying to do what's best for her. But then you look at it on the other end, he killed her other two
He
sons, his
killed her other
brothers.
just because he wanted her all to himself.
Yeah,
Like, what kind of weird fetish you got with your mom, dude?
yeah, yeah. No,
What the hell?
I know this. It was crazy. There was so many twists and turns, and oh my God. I mean, how do you feel about it? I'm sure you feel the same way. It was great.
Dude, I absolutely loved it. I'm gonna touch upon the kind of things you didn't touch upon was
Yeah.
like the acting of Sophia
Yes.
Falcone, the actor for she was amazing. Dude,
Yes.
I was feeling all that anxiety every
Hmm.
single time she was on the screen, you
I
know?
know.
Um they the just how long the episodes were too. I
Yep.
felt like each one was like an episode long. Even like with other episodes like House of Dragons that are
Hmm.
supposed to be like an hour long, like every single time I thought it was going to be a cliffhanger, they had a whole another
I
20
know.
minutes left.
I know.
I was like, this is awesome. This is
Yeah.
like quality TV. Like this is why you pay for a subscription. I gotta
Hmm.
say HBO is doing it best with the streaming. They just really do a great job.
They do.
And yeah, I mean, kind of just to touch upon what you said too, just the acting, just I felt like I was in Gotham. Like
Hmm.
those sets made
Yep.
you really feel like you were somewhere else.
Yep.
No green screens, a lot of practical stuff.
Yes.
And I really fell in love with the city of Gotham at that point. Like, even though they're selling these drugs and like they're doing all bad things that in
Hmm.
real life I would hope I would arrest them, but they're doing it
Yes.
because they're poor. They have no other things to do.
Hmm.
And like Oz is giving these guys the power to like make money.
Yeah.
Like he was really a Robin Hood guy, taking from the
He
rich and giving
was,
to the
I
poor.
know, I know. And even when he was helping, when he not hustled, when he threatened the city councilor to turn on power over
Yeah.
there, it's like, hey, he's doing good for them and everything. And it's like,
He did that for his mom though. He
I
did
mean,
that for
yeah,
his mom.
it,
He
it,
wouldn't have
it
done it
all
for
comes
anybody
back to
else.
his mom, but at the
Yeah.
same point in time, it was like, this is my city. Like, oh man, it was just, it was so good. And I think one of my favorite scenes, which is the craziest scene, was when Sophia Falcone gasses her entire family in that place with the music in the background. Dude,
So
this,
smart too. So
oh my
smart
God,
with
have
gas
keep the
leak.
kid outside in the
Yeah.
greenhouse, have a gas leak. It's like, oh my God. And it's like as that happens, they're also torturing Oz or whatever, and then the brother shows up in the trunk. It's like, dude, like everything just happened in this show.
Everything happened, man.
Some gruesome scenes. I mean, Oz torching the Maroni's wife and
Dude,
kid.
I honestly don't think I've seen a worse death.
No,
I think that was terrible. And they showed all of it. They
all of
showed
it.
all of
It
it.
just kept going.
It
It
just
just
kept
kept
going.
going.
I was like, wow, that really just happened.
I know it's looking, and it looks nice too because they're building up now, and they set up for the next potential Batman movie, which I think comes
Yeah.
out next year, right?
I think they pushed it back to 26,
They
which
did,
is
they did,
sad.
they did, they
Yeah.
did push it back to
I mean,
26.
which is cool though, because I really keep hoping. I think DC, it would be really cool if they kind of just stick with that, where they have Matt Reeves, like, Batman
Hmm.
universe, where
Yeah.
let him go crazy, and then James Gunn, you take care of your thing. So we're
Hmm.
gonna see, James Gunn's Superman next year, which I'm very excited for that. Like,
Yep.
I think
Yep.
that just can't be a bad movie. I think he just knows exactly what he wants to do, and no matter what he puts to the screen, I think it's going to
Hmm.
end up being good. I think he just has a really good grasp on what he wants to do,
Hmm.
and even if like people don't like James Gunn's like side of like the Batman that he's going to do, you still have Matt Reeves, because Batman is like one of those characters you can't fuck up.
No.
Like there's such a crazy fan base for him. Like
Yep.
every man wants to be Batman. So if you
Yes.
fuck that up, like
Yeah.
you're gonna lose a lot of people. So you
Yeah.
keep people happy, keep this Batman that's good right now, and you'll be good. You'll be good.
Exactly. And the storyline's pretty much laid out for you. I mean,
Yeah.
for Batman, you can obviously stray away from the path and the timelines and all that stuff, but it already seems like they're kind of going off the Dark Knight trilogy a little bit. It's
Yeah,
like the first
definitely.
movie was great, and it seems like the second movie they said they're kind of teasing. I believe Christopher Reeves himself has teased Christopher Reeves, right?
Matt Reeves.
Damn it, Matt
Super
Reeves.
close. You Christopher
Yeah,
Nolan, you mixed them.
true. I think Christopher Reeves was like the OG Superman, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of too. Like
Yes,
way, way
sort
back.
of. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
Matt Reeves, I think, teased that this one he's kind of like conflicted a little bit, Robert Pattinson. Like, do I want to be Batman? Can I be Batman? Like, is this good? Is this bad? Which kind of was like the second Dark Knight, if I'm not mistaken. He was kind
Yeah.
of just like
Yeah.
not trying to be Batman anymore. So it's like, hey, you just follow the same timeline and make it cool. They're gonna love you.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. Speaking of Robert Pattinson, real quick, I saw a really funny quote from him.
Mm,
He was in like Brazil or something, like
hmm.
on vacation, and some guy goes, "Aren't you the guy from Twilight? Like, I haven't seen none of your work like recently." And he goes, "Dude, I'm Batman." And I was like, imagine him saying that to you, dude. I would have lost my shit. He got to say the "I'm Batman" line in real life. Like, that's awesome.
Dude, that's a
That's awesome.
dream. I thought you were gonna say like, dude, aren't you Batman? And I was gonna say like, hey, yeah, once you're in a superhero movie, that's your role
Yeah,
forever, which some actors
forever.
and actresses don't like. But to say I'm Batman, that's sick.
No, but it's like crazy because like he'll never lose that the twi from being the Twilight guy. I mean, no matter
No,
how
obviously
great he is.
that's yeah, that's his OG role, and that had such a polarizing effect on so many people back
So
in.
many. I mean, like Team Edward, Team Jacob. I was Team Jacob. Sorry, but sorry, Batman.
I didn't really watch those movies back in its prime, so
Yeah, I was Team Jacob. I liked werewolves more than
if I
vampires.
had to take a guess, I probably would have been Team Jacob too.
Taylor Lautner is a very good looking man too.
Yeah, I probably would have been Team Jacob if I watched those movies. So honestly, but speaking of movies, this actually brings us to our last topic, our
Oh,
game,
oh,
which
okay.
I
Good
kind of gave you a
transition.
little
Good
bit of a hint
transition.
here,
Did you now? Okay.
because this is kind of having to do with movies.
Oh,
And there
okay.
are there are a couple TikTok accounts I kind of stole this from a little bit. They gave me the idea, and I'll shout them out when we do it. But I'm gonna give you five movies, and you got to tell
Okay.
me if you think it's a Christmas movie or not.
Ah,
So
I love this.
tis the season. There's some controversial ones that people go back and forth on, and I want to hear what you think. I don't know if you've seen all of these. If you haven't, sorry, but we'll discuss them as well.
All right,
So
let's do it. Let's do
the
it.
first one I haven't seen this whole series, but is the Harry Potter movies, Christmas movies, any of them?
No,
No? You
I
don't
did
think?
not think they are,
Okay.
but I would say it's appropriate to watch them during the Christmas season. There's
Okay.
snow, you can watch it, and it's around like very holiday like
Hmm.
wearing-esque, but like I don't think anything of it has to do with Christmas.
Hmm. Okay.
So I would say no.
Yeah, I have only seen the first two. I haven't seen all of them. That's on my list to
I mean,
watch.
would you agree though from the two that you've seen?
I would 100% agree. They are not Christmas movies, but
Yeah.
people, especially the fall and the winter, like to watch them in the cozier kind of months.
Which I think is okay. I think that you can watch it during the holidays. You're watching Harry Potter on Christmas, so that's okay with me. I do
Hmm.
not care. You know,
Yeah.
I think you like watch it November, December, January. I think that's
Hmm.
fine. Like it's a holiday time that you can. It's acceptable. It's
Yeah.
acceptable. Personally, I just wouldn't.
Gotcha. All right. The other movie, is it a Christmas movie or not, is Frozen.
That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say yes.
You're gonna say
Only
yes.
because only because it doesn't have anything to do with Christmas. I think for kids it's a good Christmas movie. And the
Okay.
soundtrack I kind of relate to Christmas music.
All right. That's some Christmassy. Yeah. All right. I mean,
Let it
yeah.
snow.
I'm so conflicted in this as well because like I'm leaning towards no because there's like nothing Christmassy in there. But like,
Yes,
how do you not
yes.
see Olaf and snow and Arendelle and
That's
all
what I'm
the
saying.
ice? It's
Like
like
if it's a
Christmas.
snowy Christmas, I'm building an Olaf. Like that
Yeah.
guy's elite. That guy's
Yeah.
so funny. Yeah.
Exactly. And another one, I don't know if I've seen anyone talk about this, but I saw that this movie was kind of took place around these months was Jurassic World, the new ones with Chris Pratt. Do you
No.
think that's a Christmas movie?
No,
Good.
no
All right,
shot.
good.
No
Stay,
shot. No shot. No
keep
shot.
that same energy. Yeah.
No
Well, because it
shot.
was funny because I saw like I think it's like as they were leaving, they're getting dropped off because like Christmas is right around the corner or something. So I'm just like, oh,
Oh
is this a
yeah.
Christmas movie?
No, sorry. I think to be even considered a Christmas movie, you need to have some sort of snow. Sorry.
It snows at the beginning, but like not actually. It's like as they're leaving. It's like the
It's
first
like
30
as they're
seconds.
leaving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Is Beauty and the Beast a Christmas movie?
I'm also gonna go with no here.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna go with no. Were there people that said yes to these?
I honestly haven't seen their opinions on these. I was just kind of looking to compile a list, but these are not even just like their list. Like if you look up, is
Christmas
it a Christmas
movies?
movie or not?
Yeah.
It's like these people like talk about, like these are apparently ones that people debate about.
Like if I were to
So,
rank, I would say Harry Potter has probably the best chance out of the ones you said
hmm
so far.
hmm
And I mean, if Frozen for me, even that one I did say yes, but it's still 50-50 for me. Like
hmm
if you said no, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I saved the best for last, which is the most debated, and that is Die Hard.
Yes, 100% it's a
Get
Christmas
the
movie. And
hell out! Get the
I was
hell
really
out of
hoping
here!
that you would say this. And
You,
okay, hear me out. This is why it is a Christmas movie. All right. The whole premises of the movie is that he needs to get back to see his family for Christmas. Okay. And then all of a sudden he decides that he has to, kill all these people and he needs to stop them from stealing in this building. Okay. So the whole premises of this event or of this movie is Christmas. If it wasn't for Christmas and him being in that city, because he's from New York City,
yeah,
right? He was in the city for Christmas.
yeah.
Okay.
hmm
You haven't seen Die Hard, right?
No, I saw it last year.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and you don't think it's a Christmas movie?
No, it is not,
Okay.
dude. The only
Why?
reason we watched that movie was because I was like, I have to join the debate. Is it a Christmas movie or not?
Yeah.
As soon as the first credit rolled up, I said, "That's not a Christmas movie. That's not a Christmas movie in my eyes. It doesn't fit your criteria. I don't think it snows. Besides the building burning, I don't think there's any snow. I think there's flames falling from the sky.
They're in California. It doesn't snow in California on freaking
Well, you
Christmas.
should have shot it somewhere else if you want to make a Christmas movie. Then I have no idea. It's just not a Christmas
I'm
movie in
not
my
saying their
opinion.
intention was to make it a Christmas movie when they shot the movie, okay?
Yeah,
I'm just saying now it is a Christmas movie. You've made your plot around the Christmas. It's a Christmas movie.
dude. I mean, listen, you raised some very compelling arguments that I didn't even kind of come ready to counteract.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I just didn't think it was a Christmas movie by any means because it's just so much action, so much gore. I mean, when you think of your prototypical Christmas movies, it's a Christmas celebration or it's like Home Alone, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. Those are Christmas movies.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Die Hard is an alternative. I wouldn't say it's like, up there with Buddy the Elf,
No, obviously. Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. No, it's not up there, right?
Yeah.
But, for an alternative, if you're not the most Christmassy guy, you don't really
Yeah.
fuck with Santa Claus like everybody else,
Yeah.
and you want to watch something that, has to do with family and like Christmas time and getting around, Die Hard's your movie. You want to see some guns, you want to see some blood, Die
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. I'll give it
You
a
wanna see a jacked Bruce Willis.
dude, absolutely. I'll give it a 10 out of 10 movie. Kind of just any just like guys kind of some guy's fantasy of just being able to save the day in a building where they don't know
Exactly.
who you are. Again,
Exactly.
10 out of 10 movie. I'll watch it again and again and again. not a Christmas movie in my eyes. But
See,
I,
this is where we differ. And the
I,
two-man podcast will no longer be filming anymore. Thank
dude,
you.
I had a feeling that you were gonna say yes, and I'm glad you did.
I was actually going to comment on like one of the other ones is that like these are very like similar like things to, to Die Hard. Like
Mm,
I've seen the comparison like Harry Potter and Die Hard,
mm,
and like I would give Die Hard the edge because they mention like Christmas and like the plot of that movie is so like basically surrounded by Christmas.
yeah,
His character would not be there if he was not seeing his family for the
dude.
holidays.
Honestly, dude, that's one of the best arguments. It's like
That
he would have no other reason to be there.
he would have no other reason. If it wasn't for Christmas, he wouldn't be there. And he's like
Huh?
on the walkie-talkie with the freaking guy. And he's like, dude, it's Christmas. I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, I'm paraphrasing here,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, ho, 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 motherfucker. And he's popping people, you know? Like,
Yeah. Wow.
like, and that's my reasoning behind it. Okay.
Wow.
But
Wow.
I
That's
don't, and that's why I think it has to be. And I don't think there's an argument for the other way.
wow. I had a hard stance, but you're swaying me towards the fence a
Let's
little bit.
go. Let's
That's.
go.
I'm not gonna say
Let's
I'm
go.
completely on board, but listen,
That's
I'm
fine.
not gonna
It's just a consideration,
Yeah, I'm not gonna discredit that theory. That's a thought. That's a decent thought. Because yeah, he has no other reason to be there.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I didn't want to give it away, but because I remember, I think me and Taylor watched that, and either that night or closely after we watched Jurassic World, the
Yeah.
newer ones with Chris Pratt, and there was a mention of Christmas time, like being right around the corner or something in there. I was like, oh, what are people gonna say? This is a Christmas movie? But dude, no, hold on a second. No, hold on a second.
I
That's
mean, but like I just yes, I mean mentioning Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie because there's plenty of movies that are like surrounding the Christmas holiday.
yeah.
I mean like Hawkeye is a Christmas series. Like it's
Hmm.
very prominent in that they made that like as an MCU Christmas, right?
Hmm.
So now I don't think they intentionally made Die Hard for that reasoning.
Hmm.
But like there it's decorated for Christmas, a
Hmm.
lot of it. He's there for Christmas. So I don't think the intention was to make a Christmas movie,
No, yeah,
but at
yeah.
the end of the day, the plot made it a Christmas movie. Like the plot and how they filmed it.
Yeah, that's a great point. Honestly, I honestly didn't expect to come out of this conversation having a different viewpoint. I thought I was pretty hard on it, so I'll give you that. And actually, just a quick pivot. I know that we said that was our last subject, but a little bonus right here. Something I thought about recently, kind of related to the season, and I wanted to get before we record our next episode. Is I know it's the Christmas season of giving. I hate the idea of paying ahead in the pay ahead line when you're on the drive through. When people will pay for the person behind you. It's
Yeah.
never happened to me, but if anyone ever asked me to at the window or said they paid for me, I am not doing the car behind me. I'm so sorry.
No,
Call
I
me
don't think you
Scrooge.
need to.
That's
I
well,
don't think you
that's
need to.
I mean, you don't need to, but that's kind of like the whole point almost. Is like you have to keep it going.
Why?
I mean, you don't have to, but
Why can't the guy who then goes behind you then be the courteous guy
and
to
start his
to
own pay
start
ahead
his own?
line. I mean, he could, but I'm only bringing this up because I don't know if you saw the other day, Jamie posted this on a Snapchat story.
I didn't see it, no.
And I think it was either Dunkin' or it might have been Starbucks. She went to Starbucks and she ordered like a $6 drink. And she got to the window and said, hey, the person in front of you paid for your drink. You're all good. And she's like, okay. And I guess she probably said, like, hey, I'll pay for the people behind you. I'll pay for the people behind me then. It's $22. There was like four drinks. So his
See,
six
this is why I wouldn't do it.
exactly.
If you're comfortable, okay, I go up to I go up there and I pay for my $6 drink,
Yeah.
you know, and then you say to yourself, okay, I want to do something nice, no matter what the people are behind me, I
Hmm.
want to pay. This is gonna be my charitable deed for the day,
Yeah.
right? Now you're forced into doing that charitable deed.
Hmm.
Why?
Yeah. No,
Why?
I know. I know. I just wanted to get that out there. I'm glad we agree on that point.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
I,
that's
I
the
don't I
I
don't
think
like
that's the
that.
one bit. Was it Tim Robinson who gets in the line and he goes back around and he's like 55 burgers, 55 cheeseburgers, 55, because I think that's a pay ahead line where he just
Yes,
knows like
yes,
someone
yes.
has to stop it. But honestly, like it's probably not rude to ask how much it
Yeah,
is.
how much
Because
it
like
is.
if I'm going there for one drink for $6 and now I have to pay 22, it's like all right, that's done. But if I was going there and it was say $20, and then I ask and it's 22, and it's like, what's $2? I was already paying it anyway. So I don't know.
Imagine, like they have a whole like Facebook page for this where it's like, yo, there's a pay headline at this Starbucks on the second corner of Westbrook Avenue.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you need
yeah,
to be there. And
yeah.
then like you just like an influx of people and it's there for like it never stops, 24/7.
Literally, that would be so. That would be a fun Facebook group, especially like, yeah, to say like,
Let's start
hey,
one.
or just say like, hey, I'm starting one, yeah, at Starbucks at 8 a.m. Anyone wants to hop behind, you just say the car, and someone hops behind, and you just get it going. I mean, hey, listen, it's a good deed. I get it, but if it
No,
ever
I'm
came to
sorry.
me,
I think it
I
just forces them people to be charitable. Why would you do that? You're gonna lose money. If you're gonna give the money to somebody, just give it to a like a charity. Give it to
yeah.
like the church. I don't know.
Yeah, or yeah, just obviously all these like fast food restaurants inside usually have like a nice
Yeah.
charity, a tip
Give it to
jar.
Ronald McDonald's
Exactly. When
house.
it usually goes to a good cause right
Yeah.
there. I'm not paying for this person's $22 drink order of Starbucks behind me.
Yeah,
He
Jamie
was
got
already,
cucked.
yeah,
Jamie
he
got
was,
cucked.
yeah. See, so
Yeah.
exactly. I want to throw that in there as well, but obviously that brings us to the end of this episode.
Yeah, dude, I really enjoyed that those last two conversations. That was a good game. That was a good game.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode as well. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season so far, enjoying all the Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all those celebrations, and anything else that you guys may be. Please keep liking, subscribing, buying merch, and doing all that good stuff. And as always, let's go Mets, let's go Rangers, let's go Knicks.
Like and comment for more. Bye.